I've been behind the dip all day. Wait, hold up. Let me put the camera on. I just started. See? Let me get the camera on here. Oh. Thing on? Yeah. Well. Yo, what's good? Got the camera on now. How we doing today? Didn't stream today. Just been chilling. Market's been moving a lot. Missed some fat sells. Now it's that time of the day where we might get a bounce. I didn't stream this morning, but I'm happy I didn't because market was just dumping. So like, yeah, I sent a signal not long ago. I tried to just let the market calm down It's at 4,100. And yo, the other day I did say, right now, because there's a lot of volatility, it's good to just wait for like 4,200. If you're on the last stream, I did 4,200, 4,100, or $4,000. Like this could try to come to $4,000 even. Like if 4,100 doesn't hold, they're probably gonna try to go closer to like 4K. So yeah, prices come down, 4,100 level. Looking to see if 4,100 holds. Maybe we get a bounce from there. Back up to like 4,150, 4,160. We got a bounce from the 4,100 area. The last session we did, I was saying, you know, and over the next month, it'd be better to pay attention to prices like 4,200, 4,300, 4,100. Not every price, not every little move, not every $10, not every $5, like in some cases. Last session we did, and on Saturday. Everyone's asking me like about gold, but I always give you guys like the play on some session, like whether I stream or not, I always give you guys the movement like on a session. Like it could have been 3 days ago. Like and what, like for instance, like this was 3 days ago. We were talking about gold, how it could go up, or this, like we were talking about this on stream in the inner circle session. So Saturday, 3 days ago. Like if you're looking at gold right now and you were on this session, like watch, for instance, like I was telling you guys, okay, we could go to the high and maybe reject the high, right? Like that high could fail. So like everyone's always looking for the moves, and it's like there's always sessions where I'm like, okay, gold could maybe do this or this, or we could even come down more. We talked about this on Saturday. We did talk about this Saturday. This was 3 days ago. If you're in the inner circle, Saturday I streamed. And I went over this. Like I went over that price could fail the high. Like you could possibly come into the high and fail it. I think even we went over, what was that chart? Someone said to look at this chart or something. There was a chart. Yeah, one of you guys even posted a similar chart in the chat. That, yeah, like similar, remember? I was talking about how we'll get a move up. Maybe reject the high. We did have a discussion about this movement on gold 3 days ago. See? Look at what I said. Look at this. Look, like, I want you guys to look at this for a second and pay attention. Like, I went over this Saturday. Like, if you go, like, look at gold. I said we could possibly come down maybe when the market opens, or maybe market, like, why is this not playing? Watch. I'm saying price could probably come down and then start to move. That was Saturday. I gave you guys like the play, like that. If you go look at the chart, that literally happened. Like price came down, market open, right here. So we were drawing that here. We were drawing that right here. Okay. Saturday. So there's like if anyone's on that stream, you guys are always like, you guys don't all, like, I always give you guys the information. Like the information's usually there, right? Whether I stream or not, I didn't have to stream for this was there. Like it's there. It's what we went over. Let's see what happens, right? So we went over this on Saturday. Literally, the market was here. And I said we could possibly come down and make that move up. Alright. And I even went over the fact that it could drop. I said, watch out. We could maybe reject the high, right? We could potentially fail. I think I would have said fail the high. Potentially it could even drop lower. It could, I mentioned how it could potentially break the low. So it was a pretty detailed session for the outlook of gold so far into this week that we went over. And now gold's where it's at, and it's like questionable if now we hold 4,100. It's if 4,100 doesn't hold, the bearish momentum could probably continue closer to 4,000. 4,100 is being tested right now. Big bearish candle on the daily, like engulfing. The weekly's flipped bearish. So like buy the dip situations would be like the 4 hour. I'm only going to use like numbers like this, 4,100 area. I'm holding some buys right now around this area. Gotta be cautious. If it doesn't hold, you could drop to 4,000. Like the market just made like a local top, basically. Huge, biggest candle we've seen in a long time. Yeah, we haven't seen a candlestick like this in a while. I waited all day. I didn't stream this morning. I was just waiting, letting price sort of drop. I didn't stream this morning. I tapped 4,100 and went up. If 4,100, that could potentially hold. If it doesn't, then like I don't see a setup right now until like the market cools down a bit. What's so big? Crypto up. Bitcoin went up. Bitcoin pumped up today. Bitcoin had a big pump today. Meanwhile, gold, huge dump. I don't know 4,100 if it's gonna hold or not. It might. That's like the level price is testing right now. I have to see like there's those equal highs over here. That resistance here. That's at like 4,050. I think if 4,100 doesn't hold, we'll come down to like 4K. Try to come close to 4K. Yeah, it's broken out. Like this thing is shifted a lot. I'd still think 40, like the 4 hour may flip bullish. It's the right time of the day. Like London session's finished. It is the right time of the day where maybe it could start reversing if you're looking at that. But 4,100, that could be the level that potentially holds. Right now, market broke down sharp. So like next pullback probably would be like continuations. If you get like a decent pullback, next pullback would probably lead to like some continuations. Four hours still pretty steep. Like you could wait for the 4 hour to close bullish. Last time we spoke, like a couple days ago, or at the end of last week, we were like right here. We were on that candle. At the end of last week, we were pretty much like, actually we were on this red candle at the end of last week. And then I streamed again at nighttime on Friday. I streamed twice on Friday. Rejection candlestick. So this is the biggest move gold's done now. Like we just had the biggest sell down now. $300 move down since yesterday. Prices dropped $300. So we've had like a like over 6% down movement here. If it goes to 4K, that turns closer to like 10%. Yeah, we just see the $300 move down. Like that's way bigger than what happened last week. Last week, Friday was a crazy day where the market dumped. But this was even bigger. After that, market provided what I like to call the rejection candlestick. Anybody who's been following consistently probably knows about the rejection candlestick. Yeah, 4100's holding right now. I should have added entries there, to be honest, but I was talking too much. I should have added some entries down there. I'm holding a position. Gonna probably risk like 4K max, maybe 4K. Like 3K is my stop loss right now. But like I'm scaling in some buys around the 4100 area. I want to see if it gives a bounce, gives a move, maybe today going into tonight. I mean, even if we continue bearish, we should get like a pullback continuation scenario. It's not really a sell here. Like, I would say, like, even if we're going to continue bearish, we should get like a pullback situation before continuing bearish, right? Like right now, it's like missed some heavy sells. I even said yesterday, if you were on stream with me yesterday, I said if we close below 3350, it'll go bearish. Now might be that time where you could like start trusting the rejection candlesticks more on the sell side, where like we're seeing more sell volume. You could probably trust like start to like trust those sells more, because like a lot of times gold this year had like good sell confirmations, but they didn't like stick for long. Might be that time, like things like this right here, where there would be like a good sell confirmation, but like it wouldn't go, or like this right here where I'm circling. There's been a lot of times this year where it's had like good sells, like it looks like solid sells, but then it just like it wouldn't just stick. There's been a lot of times like that. Maybe now like it could be going into that time where you could like trust those sell rejection candlesticks more. 4100 still holding. There we go. Yeah, 4100 holding. Let's see if 4100 holds. It's at 4110 now. This thing is volatile. It was just below 4100. It was at like 4190 there. Oh, we'll see. Yeah, if it goes in drawdown again, I'll add to this position, but let's see. I waited, man. This shows you patience. I know you guys were looking for me today, but I'm happy I didn't stream today, because we probably would have been taking a trade at 4200. We probably would have, if I was streaming. I'm just gonna say, because I know myself, we probably would have taken a buy at like 4200 for sure, and it might have been a profitable moment. It did go up. Like if I was streaming today, I know you guys were, we probably would have been in a buy here, hopefully not earlier. But I would say 4200 if I was streaming earlier. Well, maybe I got us to a better moment. Waiting, patience. Maybe we're at a better timing. Because if I streamed, that was what, 9? Slept in today. Been tired. I don't know why. The last like 4 days I've been super tired. I don't know what it is. 9:30. There was a pop up at 9:30. Fucking. Yeah, I would have been thinking we're going up there. Because it was at 4200 as well. Right at 4200. Right now we're stalling 4100. 4100 might hold. We might hold it. It's the right time of the day, because like London session volume is like done now, because like London session is finished. Maybe they buy the dip to finish the day, like finishes a bit greener. End of the day. Some 1 hour wicks there. 4 hour. There's a big 4 hour wick here to the left. So this candlestick, when we look at this right now, we can see there was a big 4 hour wick here. And we just went back into that. We actually just tested that. It's a good sign that, I mean, this candle only has 23 minutes on it. This one's flipping too. It's a good sign that like something was retested and we could potentially flip. But for now, 4100 potentially holding. Psychological level, institutional price. If you go in the Discord, there's a section called Blueprints where I talk about this stuff. You gotta kind of scroll, because I made this a while ago and everything's just there. Where I talk about your guide to basically trading gold. There's some blueprints in there. Key price levels to watch, whole numbers. So we talked about this on the last stream. Gold reacts very well to hold numbers, round price levels ending in 0. So in this case, when we're looking at price right now, it's a level ending in 0, 4,100. That's a level ending in 0. Now look at this morning. Price was at 4,200 this morning. When we're looking at this time frame, it looks like price just went right through it. But if we go to a 5-minute, you can see when price actually hit 4,200 this morning, there was some buyers that stepped in and pushed it to 42.25, and then it just dumped. That can be gold's movements. Gold's movements can be precise and accurate, but quick. Like with price, gold's movements can be precise, but quick at times. See, I don't know if any of you guys are buying this morning, chasing the dip and stuff, but you can see, like, I called it a signal last night, it lost. Now we're in a new signal. I waited for the next signal. I waited all morning. I was like, I'm gonna wait maybe for this thing to get to like an extreme point where it's like, okay, this has to be a buy the dip maybe. But 41.18, 41.10 area, I'm still holding this. I scaled in different entries. Should have just waited for it to get to 4,100. But when it hit, like, I have different entries here. You can see I'm in profit because I have some different entries in here. Let's see what we can get with gold. Maybe we can get something. I even put this one in the free chat, all right? I dropped the chart, all right? The bat signal's out. Sometimes you just got to let the market get to these extreme moments. With the volatility right now, there's a lot of volatility, so I'm like trying to be more patient. If you go back, there's been situations, like, let me go back to something here. I'll try finding something. I'm looking for something specific. Let's see if 4,100 holds, though. It's so far holding, like, short term here. Like, there's, some moves above it. Damn, I was going ham. There's been situations like this before. See this? This was back in February, but what I'm getting to is this drop at the time, like, for the volatility and how the market was, it was a pretty big drop. It was a big drop, more steady going down. I'm good at, like, waiting for drops or knowing, like, there's a lot of times we've had setups where it's like drop on gold. We're trying to buy the dip or see if it holds or maintains a certain level. This one's a good one here, for example. Like, this thing dumped. Looking to see if it holds that area. It ended up holding that. So, I mean, for now, 4,100's holding. It's 1:41 p.m. It's like end of London session. This is a good time of the day for things to, like, reverse or change the momentum, change the volume. That's one thing to understanding gold this hour. Like, if it makes an extreme move going into this hour, it's likely to reverse around this hour, these hours. What do you guys think? Did anybody trade today? Did anyone catch any moves? I just started entering gold, like, when I sent this signal in the inner circle. Like, last night, took a buy, like, didn't hit, waiting. So it's just like waiting for the next trade. So I sent a signal. I started entering like an hour ago-ish. A little bit under an hour ago, actually. Basically, like, in the last hour, like 45 minutes. Let's see, like, I mean, it's low. 4,100. Should have waited for that. Should have hammered it there. I'd probably be up like double or triple the amount. Yeah, probably like triple the amount if I just waited for that. Yeah, did anyone trade today? Did anyone get wrecked? Crypto, big day for crypto. Crypto's doing this today, so this is on right now. It's finishing in a couple hours. But today's the payment. See here is the Payment Innovation Conference today for crypto, Federal Reserve. This is going on today. This is live today. You can watch it on the. Here, I'll put the link. I'll drop the link. This is happening today. Gold dumped, crypto pumped, so that's interesting. What, it hit 114? Yeah, 114 got tapped. The daily bullish, like if you're gonna try to trade crypto, like daily candles are. I like looking at the daily the most because like it gives me like strong confluence on like rejection or closure. Like daily, like the same way I trade gold on the 4-hour with rejection candles. We had a strong rejection like the other day, like a couple days ago. Like they were telling us to sell our crypto. Like everyone was, like it was. A couple days later, there's some relief back in the market with Bitcoin. Let me look at gold real quick. I just want to see gold. 4,100 holding. I did say 4,100. Hopefully you guys are able to get like 4,100. I think my lowest is like 4,107 or something. Yeah, 4,107. Hopefully you guys are able to get like 4,100 or lower. I don't know if anyone got in. $4,200. Yeah, like fuck. Sorry for my yeah. I could, yeah, like I would have been buying if I was live this morning. I would have been buying there, and maybe I don't know if we'd be buying right now. Sometimes that's the market. The buy, like it's like there's two times, like right now, end of London session, like end of London hours, where it's not that. No, 4,200 wasn't a bad buy. I would have been buying there. It's not that it was a bad buy. It just didn't stick. That can be gold's movements for you. It's like there's some precision there, but then down. Like right now, look at 4,100. 4,100's holding. $4,100 holding. Well, there's still a lot of news to come out. Like this is happening right now at crypto, so this is pretty positive. This is pretty positive. It's look at this payments conference talking about bridging traditional finance with the digital asset ecosystem. Co-founder, CEO of Chainlink, global head of treasury services and depository receipts here. You can see the next thing: stablecoin use cases and business models. Paxos, Circle, Third Bank, AI and payments, tokenized products, ARK Investment, Coinbase, CFO, Stripe, head of AI, head of strategy, Web3, Google Cloud. BlackRock is there. CEO of BlackRock is there. Tokenized products. So that's like tokenized, probably tokenized stocks, tokenized real estate. They want to tokenize real estate. This here has to do a lot with crypto. Like Chainlink's there. That's an interesting name. That's there. Like Chainlink's there. How's Chainlink doing today? I think it was like up like 7% the other day. I think if that I didn't buy, if that's one coin I could have bought the dip on, or would like this is one coin I would, if I was there, that would have been like I was there, but if that was a coin, I was thinking, I was like, I wish this was a coin I could have bought in that dip. I hold Chainlink. That's there. BlackRock. BlackRock's there. I mean, we're in a stage in crypto that's like, how long do we stay here for is the question. We're in a very fearful stage right now. It's a lot of mixed sentiment in crypto right now. Very fearful. Almost got to extreme fear levels, which some people like me don't look at as a bad thing. 1 second. Holy. All right. We almost got to like extreme fear levels here. Last time we were in extreme fear was like in the beginning of the year. People like me, when I say people like me, because I've seen the market reach fear cycles a lot. And it's not a stage that the market just goes out of. It can stay there for a while. So right now, we're in a fearful stage, which isn't terrible which isn't terrible for crypto holders long term. We could stay here for a bit. Like if you look at the last time the market was in fear, it actually stayed there for a couple months. Like it didn't just get in fear and get out. Pretty much any time like the market's been in fear, it kind of stays around the fear stage. Like a while over here we're in fear. So I think until like after some more news comes out, like FOMC October 29th. Once there's like a deal made with China and USA and that gets resorted to, there's so much uncertainty there. And I think Trump mentioned today that the meeting is canceled. So I'm pretty sure the meeting's canceled for President Trump like 53 minutes ago. Yeah, Trump came out. President Trump says his scheduled meeting with Chinese president might not happen. Might not happen. So it's so much of this right now that's like might not or says this. Trump says stablecoins will be used to settle payments in seconds around the world. Did he say this today? I don't know if this is today. Was this today? I don't know if that was older. Like right now, there's just adoption all around crypto. Someone asked what I think about crypto, and it's like I've never been like more bullish before on the like landscape of it, like what's happening, the adoption, the trust. Like there's way more trust trying to be built and established again with it. But the price right now is interesting just because of all the news. This is keeping the price fluctuating up and down, back and forth. I think we might dangle around in this fearful stage for a while, for a bit, maybe a couple more weeks. And then in November, going into December, the price starts going up. By the end of the year, I think we should get more price increase. This whole situation is keeping the market just like super up, super down, super uncertain too. Yeah. President Trump says tariffs can be used to pay U.S. debt. Yeah, this happened 53 minutes ago, but then yesterday it was like something about 150% tariffs. Yesterday he was saying China may pay 155 tariff if there's no trade deal by November 1st. And then today he comes out saying his scheduled meeting is maybe not going to happen. The guy's all over the place with what he thinks. I mean, Bitcoin's price, like, what do I think about crypto or Bitcoin? Like, Bitcoin's a whole different thing than crypto in a sense to me. Like, it's the most valuable. It's been above 100K for quite a bit of time now. Something people haven't taken into consideration. We've been above 100,000 now for like 160 days, almost 200 days that we've been above 100,000 now for. I do think the price will go back below like 100K at some point. I don't know when. Like at some point we'll go back below the hundreds on Bitcoin. We'll hit the 90s, we'll hit the 80s. But right now, like the price has just been like hovering above this 100K, creating a lot of liquidity. On a technical, it's like, yo, we're above those previous highs. We've still been maintaining 100K. Like it shows a strong price above 100K. The weekly's just flipped completely. Like the weekly was not looking good going into this week. But now the weekly's flipped green. There's time left on the week. Like how does this week close? Like can this week close bullish? That could be a good catalyst like to see how this week closes to determine further price. Still above the 100K threshold, like it's pretty strong. Some people are being reminded of like the price action last summer here, where for like 6 months Bitcoin pretty much stalled out. It didn't really go up and down. It was just going up and down. There was a lot of back and forth. There was a period last year where the market pretty much stalled out for a good majority of the year after it had a lot of strong moves up. The price action right now is kind of reminding even me and a lot of crypto traders, a lot of crypto analysts, like people who have been in the game for a while, of even this price action of last year where it was pretty much just up and down. Now, if you're worried about Bitcoin's recent dip, like understand this here. So Bitcoin dipped down 18%. It's not the first time it's done that this year. So obviously that drop was just like something involved, the liquidations, the leverage. Like this drop was more extreme than it needed to be because of something called leverage trading. So leverage trading, perpetuals, futures, or even borrowing. You can borrow against your crypto, loan against your crypto. Like if we look at where price is now, it's not as bad as like, what happened too. It's because of leverage trading, right? Like if we look at Bitcoin's price, like has it dropped 18% before in the last like year? There's been several times if you go back where we've had close to 18 or more in kind of like single shots where the market made a high and then it just dumped down 18, 20%. There's been multiple times we've been through this. So traders who have been on the charts are Bitcoin holders for a long time. We've been through this before. If you've been a holder of Bitcoin for the last couple of years, you've been through this type of drop in terms of price. So we've had, especially even last year, I remember this, all of these, like look at some of these are bigger. So the drop, although it was super extreme because of the mass liquidations and what it did to altcoins, it really made altcoins take a hit. You go back to price action here, you had multiple times where price dropped. Like here was 18%. So seeing Bitcoin drop 15 to 20% fast like that, I don't want to say it's normal, but it is normal to see. It doesn't just like instantly trigger like a bear market, because Bitcoin has done 30% corrections and then just continued. If you follow its price, like 15 to 20% is pretty consistent, but like when you get 20 to 30%, that's a major correction. Like anything that's really dropping like from one single shot, like 20 to 30% range is gonna be like a major correction. Getting close to that 20%, that's pretty major in price. If you go back, you study Bitcoin over the last course of a couple of years, like, and you look at You know, that's 13% and it rebounded. But that went into a much bigger move. Any decent sized dip that ranges to what we just seen, like this is going to be pretty close to what we just seen, or actually more. There's a 21% drop there in price. So it depends on how you look at these drops when they happen, like 15, 20% drops on Bitcoin. They do happen. Sometimes they can take longer than what we seen though the other day. What we seen the other day was pretty fast. It was rapid. It's pretty quick. Well, we're looking at daily here. Bam. But there was one day specifically where things went crazy. But even if you look at some of these moves to the left here, you have like 10% moves down, 10% moves down right here. So like 10%, I wouldn't call that major. Like major is like what we just seen, like getting close to like a 20% drop, right? Let's just say if you're just a Bitcoiner, because obviously there's so many coins, right? There's millions of coins out there, hundreds, thousands of coins. Like if you're think about like dollar cost average Bitcoin, $20 a day, $30 a day. That's a strategy. Like here, I'll pull something up. Because if you're just a Bitcoiner, if you only were a Bitcoiner, let's just say you're just a Bitcoiner, or maybe Bitcoin and ETH. You're not spread out in like 100 altcoins or 20 different altcoins. You're just a Bitcoiner. Like think about your perspective of last week's drop, like the drop that happened last 2 weeks. The price is still 112,000 per coin, right? Above 100K. If you're just a Bitcoiner, you're just a Bitcoin holder. It's not like you're in the worst situation, right? Not everyone's in the same situation. That's the thing. Like this right here, like it's yeah, based on like a Bitcoin index, but like it's a crypto fear and greed index, and not everyone's in the same situation or the same boat, right? Because if you're just a Bitcoin whale, if you just accumulate Bitcoin, you're just a Bitcoin whale that just accumulates Bitcoin. You're not, you're not terrified, or you're not in a bad state, especially if you've been an accumulator for time. Or even like Ethereum, you're not in the worst state, right? Not everyone's in the same situation. That's the thing. There's someone who accumulated like $30 of Bitcoin a day for 8 years. They have like over $1 million now. I don't know if you guys, ever heard of this story. See if I can find it. Yeah. I don't know if you guys ever heard of this story. He insisted on buying BTC at $30 $30 every day. Like he put $30 every day into it. So one night in 2016, an ordinary person likes to browse Twitter. One of the guys who called himself a Bitcoin prophet shouted Bitcoin. So he's just like a regular person like me and you. Would browse on Twitter, came across like a post browsing on Twitter of someone who called himself a Bitcoin prophet, and he learned about it through Twitter. The comments under the place, yeah. It says the comments on the post were mocking it too at the time, but he looked into it. He made a simple plan. Spend $30 every day to buy Bitcoin and stick to it for a long time as a hope for the future. So he would buy with a fixed amount every day, regardless of whether the price went up or down. He never changed the amount, $30 every day. This habit of his has attracted the doubts of many friends. One friend joked, "How much can you buy with this little money? You might as well buy a few bottles of good wine." Chuckle, that's funny. A little bit of accumulation will add up to a lot. Anyway, I'm not in a hurry to make money, so I'll just treat it as an experiment. So this started in 2017, I think, but when did he start doing this? In 2016 is when he was browsed on Twitter. He's been 8 years. He did this for 8 years. Eventually falling below $3,000. Friends in his circle, praise big on yeah. You won't lose all your money. $30 a day. So I wonder if this is where's the post? You can find it on Twitter. Honestly, it's easy to find. I've showed this before. Let me find it on Twitter. That's called accumulation. It depends on how you look at accumulation. Like, dollar cost average. So this is the person who dollar cost averaged for 7 years, 8 years, $30 a day. Dollar cost average 7 years, 10 months, and 12. So it's like 8 years now. The total basis cost was more than that. I think it was like 86,000. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, total basis cost 86,000. And what did this person get up to? Like 1.2 million, I think. Like from doing $30 a day, their total basis cost came to like 86,000, and that turned it to 1 million. This is called compound. Look at this. So this is the person who did $30 per day. Here it is. Here's the video. If you it's a big story. I remember hearing about this like months ago, like a while ago. Pretty impressive. $30 a day at the accumulation. Because think about that. If you're even now, if you look at Bitcoin, go gold, go gold, go gold. 4,100 holding. Think about if you were accumulating a year, if 2025, you'd be buying at different prices. If you were accumulating $10 a day, you'd be hitting every price, right? But that would accumulate to a fixed amount right now. You would have X amount of Bitcoin over time. So it's about accumulation happens over time. Like, it's going to happen over time. So year by year, you could look at accumulating as much as you can. Now, there's going to be some years where you're going to be in this type of situation. And this is going to be probably your best years of accumulation, where for a year, it's in a bear market. That's where a daily accumulation or a weekly accumulation will add up to more over time. It's like the goal you're trying to get to. If you're trying to get to 1 Bitcoin, you're not going to buy it at once, probably. You'd have to do something like this in this game now, through different market phases. If you're going to go with that, you'd pretty much want a bear market with that strategy. Like, you'd want pullback markets, right? Gold. Gold's in profit. I guess the signal's in profit now more too. Kinda. Yo, gold. We buying the dip or what? We have to buy the dip. Every dip. It's same strategy. Let's see if this holds though. It's nothing to get too excited about yet. If you want to get, like, it's like trying to get to a house. Like, no one, like, anyone who's buying a house, like, some of you guys have bought houses probably. Did you guys just buy your house at once, or did you, pay it off over time, a mortgage, something like that? At this point, it's kind of like that because like future, where's the future price going? Future price is gonna be like you could buy houses, right? Like depending on how much you have, or right now, depending on how much you have, you could literally buy houses. If you have 5 Bitcoin, 10 Bitcoin, couple Bitcoin, even one, yeah, one somewhere in the world, you could buy a house. You could literally. So it's like accumulation. You have to think of the accumulation strategy over time, kind of like this at this point in the game. Like you can't just look at it like I'm gonna put one thing in once, because like there's people right now who are buying billions of it to hold for 10 years, hundreds of millions, right? That are gonna hold for 5 years, 10 years, but they're putting hundreds of millions in. They're putting billions of dollars in, right? So what if you put $500 in? What's that gonna do in 10 years, right? You have to think of like an accumulation strategy over time and trying to get to an amount, like because accumulation will get you, you know, more units, right? Accumulation over time at different prices. Like how much can you accumulate? It's like trying to get to a house. Like a house doesn't, you don't, no one, like most people don't just buy a house at once, right? They put a down payment, they spread it out over time, 20-year, 30-year mortgage. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense? So if you're trying to get to 1 Bitcoin in your life, I would say like make a goal for yourself to try to get to one, at least. I would say 2 to 3. You know, just for me. I would say try to get to 2 to 3. Make it a goal to get to one of those numbers. Like my goal is to get to, you know, write these goals down for yourself. If you're trying to be long term in this game, you want to try to work towards something progressively. Make a progressive goal. A goal could be like by the time I'm a certain age, like, because like millionaires think in years, right? Millionaires, they think in years. So it's like by the time I'm a certain age, so by the time I'm 40, or by the time I'm 35, or in 5 years from now, and 10 years from now, millionaires aren't so much thinking of like next week, next month. Millionaires, long term, people have that long term vision of getting towards a goal, getting towards a number and an objective. They think long term, so 3 to 5 year outlook. Like where could I get in 3 to 5 years if I keep doing this? Or a goal would be like setting a goal for yourself. I want to accumulate 1 Bitcoin in the next year, right? Or that could be changed. That could be, you know, we could word that differently. We could say I want to accumulate 1 Bitcoin in the next 2 years, in the next 3 years, in the next 5 years. It doesn't necessarily matter the time in a sense, but you know, maybe you're more aggressive with your goals. Like, maybe you're like, I need to do this in a year. Maybe some of you're fine with doing it in 5 years, but you need to give yourself that farther outlook, right? I think at this point in the game, even if like Bitcoin dropped to 70K, 80K, it's still like very much expensive out of most people's reach. Most people still won't buy 1 Bitcoin at those prices. So if you're looking at Bitcoin nowadays, going into 2026 to 2030, you want to have that long-term outlook from 2026 to 2030 with Bitcoin still. Because there's people who are buying it right now, like by the hundreds and millions and billions. Like the numbers we're seeing are very, very large. That those people, like BlackRock, these companies and hedge funds, like they don't buy stuff for a quick flip like we do on our Forex accounts or like we do in leverage trading or whatever it is. They're not buying for like a quick flip. They're buying to accumulate for 5, 10 plus years, right? Like years, like 10, 20 years, right? So I'd still think of this thing as like a longer term outlook, like a longer term thing. And you're gonna get different phases. Like this year we had like a down phase this year. So this year, if you look at 2025, we had a phase where things are down for a couple months, right? Where the prices were dropping consistently for a couple months in this year. And then we had a phase where prices rising consistently, right? And then we've had like a phase now where prices kind of just stalled out for the last few months, pumps and dumps, right? Right now. So like the best time this year to dollar cost average was obviously in the beginning of the year, but still, it probably would have been a good strategy this year, even the year before, or even the year before, right? Even the year, especially the year before, because like this wouldn't have been the year. These are the years that set you up, that get you more, that get you more ahead, right? The years where price is in a bear market for a year. A bear market typically lasts 365 days, by the way. A bear market can go like to stretch out to be like 365 days. A year. So like in that year, like we had a down phase this year. We had a phase last year where it would have been great to accumulate. I don't know when we're gonna get the bear trend yet. Like that, I don't think that's yet. But when you get a phase like that, you're getting more for you're getting more units. Those are the phases that are gonna get you closer to your goals. That's how for over the next 4 years. That's how I would think of like approaching Bitcoin. Not financial advice, but just for like blueprint education stuff. My opinion, something like this where you have a longer term outlook of like this person did daily. So I'm using an example of someone who did $30 a day for 8 years. You could do weekly. You could do monthly. Will ETH be worth more than Bitcoin? I don't think so. No, no, no. Will it be worth more? That's hard to say. Like Bitcoin is worth way more than ETH. I don't think so. Like in 4 years, no, probably not. Like Bitcoin's always gonna, I think, be number one with that dominance. I don't think so for that. Can Aster hit $3? I think Aster below $2 is great. Like buying it, getting it below $2, I think is great. Below twos, that's like on sale basically. It's almost near $1 as well. No, I think Aster's basically on like a good sale. Aster's on good sale. And getting like it's close to $1 soon. Below two is good. Ethereum price. I think Ethereum will rip to like 6K a coin. Once you get to one Bitcoin, the reason I say one Bitcoin is because it's easier to play the game for some. If some of you guys had one Bitcoin, you could play the game much easier with trading. Because like one Bitcoin, you have units now. Like a 0.1, for example. Like how much is a 0.1 right now for Bitcoin? It's a good chunk. So let's say you have one Bitcoin, right? You take a 0.1, you still have 0.9 Bitcoin. So like once you have one, it's easier to grow that one. Same like even if you had a 0.1, like you look at it in units. You have one Bitcoin, it's kind of easier to grow one because you take 10% of your Bitcoin. Let's say you have one, you take 10% of it, you trade that. You trade that 10% or 5%. And you try to grow off of the one using some units. It's easier in that sense. Especially because how much like a 0.1 is worth, right? That's how I always thought. Gold, you could wait for 4-hour rejection. The 4-hour might flip. You could still wait. If that's, someone said that in the chat, if that's part of your strategy. I didn't wait. I'm already in. I'm probably going to hold till the, like I'm going to hold for the day, the intraday, till tonight. See. This thing, crazy how it wicked down. It's just, I'm still holding. I'm gonna still hold. I'm gonna see if the 4-hour flips bullish, gives us a good retracement. We did go in profit a bit there on the signal. Will Ethereum? That's a good. I don't know if Ethereum will be worth more than Bitcoin, like price wise. I don't know. If it becomes as much, because like market cap of, for example, like if it becomes market cap of, I don't know, like if right now if Ethereum was worth Bitcoin. Like if Ethereum was Bitcoin's market cap right now, like it would be 18,000 per coin. So like, I mean, it depends how much higher both go in the sense long term. Like you're talking like that would take a long time, I think, 10, 20 years range. Like it'd have to be this market cap. So it's 4.6 under to be 18,000 per coin. Like if Bitcoin hits like a $6 trillion market cap, 8 trillion, like the higher Bitcoin's market cap goes, the more realistic that becomes. Like if Bitcoin goes to 5 trillion, it's like come closer to that, maybe half of that. That's the thing. I would say to get to like that type of number, you'd Bitcoin would just need to increase over time, and that's what's gonna happen if you understand Bitcoin. Simple mathematics. So I don't know if it'll be worth more than Bitcoin. That would think about it like Bitcoin would need to be a very big market cap for it to get this. Bitcoin would need to be like 6 trillion, 7 trillion right now for Ethereum to be like this, I think. To do this. Like for Ethereum to get to Bitcoin's market cap right now, what would it take Bitcoin's market cap being at, right? Like, let's see that's it's a little out, right? So Ethereum being worth more than Bitcoin, I don't know. Maybe that's a question for another year. It might be a question for another year, honestly. Like a different year. That might be a good question for a different year. Nice. Keep stacking up. Like the goal is to maybe get to acquiring one and hold it, or get to an amount you're okay with and just hold it for X amount of time, like 5 years, 4 years, 10 years. The accumulation game, like the small accumulation game though, over time like this, will grow you to more. When you're in that bull market 1 year and you've done this maybe for a year or two, that pays out. Gold. It's basically another buy the dip situation. For me, I sent a signal out on it, seeing if it holds. So far, kind of so good. So far, it's all right. It's not too bad. 4 hours stalling. See if it flips. We want to see if the 4 hour flips. If it doesn't, then like again, like I'm gonna treat like 4,000 the same. If we come down to 4,000. Kind of wait, stay patient. Hype and Aster. Hype is where a lot of we like Hype and Aster right now. Aster I think is like kind of on sale, like low. Hype. We like that right now as well because all that the whole like liquidation stuff, like all those. That crazy day the other week where mass liquidation happened. A lot of that stuff happened even on like hyper liquid, so it's might be an interesting one this year. Hype and Aster. Come on, gold. I need gold to go to 41.50. I don't know if I'm asking for I don't think I'm asking for too much. 41.50. I don't think I'm asking for too big of a move. This thing could watch it go all the way back up. Watch me be in buys and I close it early and it rips like 1,000 pips. Let's see. Let's see if it holds. 4,100 holding so far. I'm gonna wrap it up though, guys. Might be on later. I think I'll be on later tonight. Yeah, tonight I'll be back on. Let's see how gold does with this setup. I sent a signal. When did I send that? 12:57. It's doing all right. It's doing all right. We almost got wicked out. Literally. Almost. See if we get that move up. Yeah, you could watch this 4 hour. If this 4 hour closes bullish, you're right. Yeah, no, you can still watch the 4 hour. Watch both 4 hours even. Like, see if you get like a bullish close still. You still could get like a bullish close. And there still could be room for the next 4 hour to go up. Patience. I tell you guys, yo, there's a lesson today about patience though. Because again, look what I'm buying. I'm buying when all the bleeding's done. I didn't stream this morning. I was watching price go down and I was like, I'm happy I'm not streaming right now. Because, man, I feel like if I was streaming, we might have taken an L on the stream or something. I probably would have got in early. But, yo, I'm out. I'll be on later tonight, yo. Peace, 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 peace.